Okay, your name?
Archie Smith.
Okay. Tell me about the life in Black Bottom.
Well, I had a father and a mother, naturally. The dad wasn't there too often, and he went into the Marine Corps and came out. And when he came out of the Marine Corps, he couldn't get a job. And so he took to crime, where they incarcerated him for a few years. And when he got out, he and Mom didn't reconciliate, so she became a single parent, raising 4 sons, which wasn't easy, but we survived. And she taught us morals, 5 foot 9.5 inches tall, and nothing but dynamite. She was known to us as Zorro. She could swing an iron cord like you would never believe.
Wow.
And that was the lessons that she taught us. And we, like I said, we survived. Later on, we got married. It wasn't easy. We suffered. Working little nickel and dime jobs as adults. Making maybe when I worked for Western Union for 10 years. Started off with 85 cents an hour. Yeah. I got married at a young age. When I quit Western Union, I was making $1.25 an hour, and I had 3 children and a wife to support. Through the grace of our Lord and Savior, He steered me in the right direction, and I kept the faith. And then I went to General Motors, which I never thought I would ever be hired in one of the big 3. And that came on by, okay. So I asked the guy one day working at Western Union, where was he going? He said, I'm going to Cadillac to pick up the telegrams because they're hiring new people at Cadillac. The strike is over. So when he came back, I asked him, I said, did you get my application? He said, no. The man said for you to come out there, for you not to get in a line, ask to see Mr. Palmer. So when I went out there, I was a little nervous. I got in the line with the rest of the people, and they told me we wasn't hired. So I stood outside the office door and got enough courage up to go in there and ask the receptionist, could I see Mr. Palmer? And she pointed me to his desk, and he asked my name and gave me an application. I stayed there for 31 years and 2 months. I went from janitor to supervisor, you name it, I done it at General Motors.
All right.
And I thank my Lord and Savior for being my God. And like he said.
And what schools did you go to?
I went to Miller High School.
Ooh, tell me about Sidney D. Miller.
That was a life experience.
It was a segregated school?
Well,
for African Americans?
Yes, it was. It was the only black school, for black high school for blacks in the city of Detroit. We got books that were outdated. Yes. And some of those we had to share books, so most of us, our parents didn't have the money to buy the books. But if they found out that you were receiving aid from social service, they would loan you books, but you had to take care of them and turn them back in. But that's where I learned my greatest lessons about humanity. And those of us that didn't have a father at home, we had one in school. One of our teachers, Mr. Will Robinson, he let us know, if there's anything you want to know, come see me. He taught us about social diseases and a lot of things about life.
You also had some Caucasian teachers there too,
yes,
right?
We did. We had some, and they were good teachers. We had a lot of them.
And Della Reese, she went there, Martha Reese.
Right. And we had Daddy Liskell. football players. He went to Miller. Coleman Young went to Miller. Yeah. There were a lot of social people that went to Miller High School.
Is it Primus?
Yeah, Charlie Primus.
Wow.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I went to visit Charlie Primus today in Beaumont.
Is he okay?
Center.
Is he okay?
Yes.
Okay,
He's there
good.
for rehab. He's doing fine.
Good. Still moving strong by the
Yes,
grace of God.
Yes, he is.
Well, can you tell me a little bit about the Brewster Willer Center and why should they save it?
Well, that's where I learned to swim. That was the only recreation center that we had in the vicinity for us to go. It was a small place, but it serviced thousands of kids. And we had a lot of people that come out famous. Joe Lewis, he came out of Brewster. Sugar Ray Robinson, he trained at Brewster as a prize fighter. Ray Barnes, one of our middleweight defenders, he trained at Brewster. We had a lot of...
Right, Bobby Wilson, Big Boy Brown, Alvin Blue Lewis, the list
Yes.
goes on and on.
That's right.
Wow.
And the list might be even larger.
Right.
If they hadn't closed it down.
Right.
So I'm asking, and I'm willing to give my all in all, the hope that we can restore it. Because that is history.
And if they can't restore it to I think the plan was to try to preserve it for a senior citizen and youth community resource center. If they can't preserve it for that, what would be some other ideas that they could preserve it for? Like maybe another library or a museum like they did Motown?
Museum.
Yeah. And have everybody plaques on the wall maybe?
This is true.
Yeah.
But we had that at Miller. We had all the famous people's pictures graduated from Miller High School. Those pictures are in storage now somewhere.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
So maybe if they can preserve it, maybe they can adopt those pictures of those legends on their walls.
That's right.
Wow. Well, I thank you so much for the life and times back then and to now in Black Bottom Paradise Valley.
Thank you.
Thank you.